All right, here we are in fucking jail. We're in between our old studio and our new one. Our old one being in beautiful Saint Vital, and this one being in Stony Mountain. This is Strong and Petty episode. No one checked, hey?
46.
46. All right, episode 46. Here in the new and someday will be improved Whiskey Tango Studios in East St. Paul, Winnipeg, Manitoba. Is this technically Winnipeg still? It is Winnipeg, right?
I think so, yeah.
East St. Paul?
No, this club's up as East St. Paul.
So we're not in Winnipeg right now?
Yeah.
Wow. Here we are outside the big city.
Winnipeg's about 150 feet yonder.
Yeah.
Yonder, yeah. We're in Devin's area
That's
here.
it.
Rural Manitoba. Scary, scary stuff.
It is to be alive if you can't do that.
We took it last week off just due to moving and changing things and stuff and time constraints.
Life.
So we're back. Yeah, life. Life gets. You know what? Sometimes we try to prioritize this podcast, but believe it or not, it's not always quite at the top of the list for some of the stuff that we have to do.
Yeah.
But
Well, you've got 4 different schedules trying to come together.
yeah, it's always an absolute joy trying to make it work.
And and then with the studio moving, that
And make things a little fucky.
Yeah.
What's going on with you guys? You just moved because I know that much. Yeah, we know that.
Just having a drink. It was a rough move.
Beautiful house though.
Beautiful house. Very, very happy
nice.
with it. Want to get a...
Do you want to give the address to it while we're sitting here?
Yeah.
I want to get some stuff for the garage.
Yeah.
Definitely want a treadmill. I'm not driving half an hour to St. Vital to do my mobility.
Is there a gym around here in this area?
Haven't even looked.
Yeah, I mean,
Fit Club.
there's got to be something, right? Like,
There's got to be a Planet Fitness.
It's got to be, yeah.
Fit for less.
I don't know. Let's have a look.
Yeah, have a look, see what's around there.
See what's
A little gander.
a treadmill.
What about you? What's going on with
I
you?
bought a new treadmill.
It's been a whole 2 weeks. You did not buy it.
Yeah, I did. I did, guys. I did. I bought a new treadmill
For
the gym,
what?
for the gym.
Oh, for the gym. For
I have
other
that,
people to use.
I have
yes,
that
okay,
Spirit Fitness one. If anybody ever wants to buy a treadmill, don't buy that shit. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Really?
Bought that from Pulse, and man, it's been dog shit.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Well.
they came and fixed it, changed the motor, changed this, and now they just haven't replied to my emails. It's still under warranty,
Oh, really?
and I'm just not getting responses.
Son of a gun. What's the company?
That was Pulse, which has done really well for stuff.
Pulse.
Fitness. Yeah, they have, their logos are on all my strong equipment.
Oh, well, that's very strange. Then they need to get their shit figured out.
So I ordered that, and I ordered a new cable crossover or cable system, the 9 station.
Like a big one.
The red one I have, I'm just replacing it.
Oh, that's nice. That
Yeah.
one was ready to go, I think, for you. right?
It served its purpose.
Yeah. I
It's
would
going to go
agree.
to storage now.
Yeah. That's sweet.
GHR on reverse hyper in my garage.
It's still sitting on my yard in the rain.
Nice. I love that.
This would be you got a lot of space, so you could probably try to build up the old home gym a little bit here.
Yeah.
Oh, Ben, you easily could in this place.
Yeah.
What's the square footage in this bad boy? What?
No
Actually,
idea.
yeah.
No idea.
I keep forgetting who I'm talking to when I do these podcasts.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know what it is.
What kind of equity position you got in this house? Yeah,
I'm going to sign up at Sublime Strength and Conditioning, I think.
That's CrossFit place.
Yeah.
Yeah, or at least, I mean, if it doesn't say anymore, maybe they dropped the, they stopped paying $5,000 a month or whatever the fuck it is to call itself
Holy
CrossFit.
shit.
Yeah.
How about that Good Life there?
Fuck your moto fitness.
Moto Fitness.
Well, there's a lot of options though, at the very least, so we can see
Does
that.
that mean fuck your motivation?
There's no excuse for Beast to get in any worse shape than
Literally,
he's in right now.
it's fuck you moto.
That's literally what it says. It says
Hey,
fuck
man.
you, Moto.
Yeah.
Shout out to those guys.
I didn't expect to read those words, but that's exactly what it says.
Nothing new. Yeah, 2 weeks. I don't know what I've done. What have you done?
Oh boy, what haven't I done? So last week, this last weekend, I went to MPA Provincials.
Yeah, how
You
was
guys
that?
didn't have anybody there, right? Not this time around?
No. Lex is doing that Keystone Classic.
Yeah, I don't really fully understand how like Manitoba powerlifting works, where it's like sometimes you have to do provincials, sometimes you don't, sometimes you do Western, sometimes you don't.
Yeah,
and,
Lexi
like,
still qualified for Westerns from last
Yeah,
year or
like
something.
you-
I don't know how that shit
There's
works.
like a 2-year window or some shit. I don't
Yeah.
exactly know how it works either. But
How was the turnout? Was it down
for the lifters or for the spectators?
for the lifters?
Honestly, I don't know because it was so I watched very weird parts of it where we had Ladanian lifting in the juniors and then we had Candace lifting in the masters.
Yes, sir.
So I wasn't there for like the really populated groups, whatever, like the open of either men or women. But like I don't know. Like I always just kind of walk. Like they have this new rule in the NPA where you have to pay a fee for your coach, a coach's fee, $20
so
coach,
stupid.
$20 coach's fee.
Every year they do something new to push people away.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man. To put up more barriers, and it's insane. So they have a $20 coach's fee to get you a wristband so that you can go to the warm up area as a coach, basically.
Did you pay for it?
Fuck no, I didn't pay
What
for
a
that.
scam.
Are you gonna you see the Arnolds put that into this year?
Well, it's like the Arnold, so it's like you have to be like there has to be a certain level of like like there has to be whatever.
But this is
like,
the first year. I just got it from Pat an hour ago.
Yeah, oh really? Well, I walked to the back to get thrown some Advil because he'd been there all day volunteering and then coaching and stuff, and he was just dehydrated and shit. So I gave him an Advil, and someone kind of tried to be like, "Oh, like, what are you doing back here?" I'm like, "Just give me a fucking minute." Like I just went and gave him the Advil and then walked out. Like I'm not gonna.
Was it Lexi?
Lexi wasn't there.
Oh, she was working the warm up room.
Oh, I didn't see her there.
Yeah, she told me she was just drilling people. You don't get your wristband. Get out of here.
Oh,
and people
Lexi, big
this-
fucking narc, Lexi. No, I would never have guessed. But
she was just riding that
no,
pony.
it wasn't her, and she wouldn't dare. She would never dare try that with me. But no, it was just like it's such a silly thing, and I don't remember if we talked about it on here. Did we talk about like the cost difference between doing a strongman competition and doing a powerlifting?
We've
meet?
mentioned it, but it's
So like Thrones did the math on it, and it's just shy or even maybe just over it, but it was right around $400 if you wanted to try a powerlifting meet. Like if you were like, this is my first time, I'd like to give this a shot, it would cost you almost $400 to just jump in and try it. There's
I don't see how that works.
so there's a membership fee that costs somewhere in the neighborhood of $150.
Okay.
Registration for a competition is now almost $150 for most of these shows, which is insane on its own. Like that's
they charge you for drug testing, but they won't drug test.
Yeah.
You have to have approved like gear, right? Your equipment has to be approved.
So you're singlet.
Yeah, your singlet, your belt, your whatever. You have to have shoes. You have to have socks, like deadlift socks.
Yeah.
And so like Thrones did like a piece by piece of all this, and it was $400 if you wanted to. And Gian just did this like 2 years ago because I know because I said I would fucking pay for it, and I paid almost $400 for her to do a meet.
Yeah.
And then he put in the next column. He was like, if you want to try a strongman competition, it's $50 to do the novice competition. That's your only fee. You have to
Don't
pay.
give a shit what you show up in.
Yeah, and you get your shirt.
And a supplement pack.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So
from supplement you get $60 in value for your $50.
like I think it's like I think the MPA has I have my issues with how they do things and whatever and stuff, but it's good that people have a place to go and lift. Obviously, like we want to have that. We want to have people that are growing the sport and they do their part to make sure that the sport is increasing in some ways. But fuck, man, they just go out of their way to really try to just stick it to their lifters and just drain every last and they say things like I was at Provs and they're saying like, oh, we need more volunteers. Like volunteers are having to like dip out during the day and come back and stuff. And it's like, but you've built up no goodwill with your members.
Yeah.
Like I'd like this. Like when we say that we need volunteers, like we literally have to turn people away.
Yeah.
Because we have too many volunteers, too many people offer to help. Because I'd like to think that we give enough. First of all, give enough of our own time, and just give back to people enough that they think that like it's worth trying to help in whatever little way they can.
Nationals, we had too many volunteers.
We had so many people that just came and lent a hand.
And we just told people, no, we don't need you today. Like lots of people, I'll be there Sunday. We don't even need you today. Just come help clean up a bit.
Yeah,
and we had a bunch that were offering.
And it was awesome to see. It was really awesome to have that many people that wanted to help us out and wanted to lend a hand.
I think they just wanted to hang out with me is what it was.
That's probably what it was. They just missed Devin. So we spent a long time building up this goodwill to be able to get that.
Yeah.
And I don't think that the NBA has that right now with just like setting up all these barriers.
You don't
to
say
entry.
Devin and Tyler without goodwill in the same sentence.
Absolutely, that's true.
That's just.
I know Tyler used to party at the Goodwill.
They just closed the Goodwill. You know that?
Did they really?
They just closed it. That's another Winnipeg establishment. Which sucks too because they played cool music there and stuff. And
They kind of did their thing.
yeah, it wasn't really like a place that was tailored to like my sensibilities. But it sucks when a locally owned business like that gets shut down. So
Yeah.
Respect all them for what they did, and hopefully get something else going on.
That struggle of supporting local business.
Yeah, like you said
don't
last
support
time.
you back.
Yeah.
Some of those people did. That's what. That's why I have no problem saying that because some of them did help me out and came to the gym and all that stuff. But so at provincials, it was one of those. There were some good lifts, I guess. I don't know, like Andrew Langelaar. Do you know him?
Langelaar.
I know he's,
You
Good
know
dude.
him?
Good
Yeah,
dude.
great.
I like him a
he's
lot.
reached out to me.
Yes,
and he
so
sent me his money for
He's
sign up for the novice
doing the
rep.
novice competition. He's.
Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
I want to say that he's around my age. Maybe he might be a little younger than me, but he's about my size.
25.
Yeah, he's 23, just like me.
What are you?
He's like actually he might be taller than me. I think he is taller than me, but he sits right around like that. I would say 280, just under 300 probably. He's a huge guy.
Strongman's a better sport for him than powerlifting.
I think so. I
on
think
paper,
that, yeah, for sure. If he whatever he likes, he likes. But I think that when he tries strongman, he's gonna be like, oh, I'm kind of custom built for this. Like this is a really good sport for me.
Are people having fun?
Yeah.
Are people talking?
And he hit the biggest deadlift of the weekend. I'm pretty sure with like
315.
Yeah. Well, fuck. Because some of those numbers, boy, it was a pretty big guy. It was like Ladanian hit. Ladanian didn't have the day he wanted to have. He hit 660 on the deadlift as his opener. Got 707 taken away from him, which like I'm a really bad judge of like powerlifting standards. So, but when I saw it, I was like, I don't think so. And then Thrones looked at the video and he was like, I don't think so. And I was like, okay, now I know that I had it right. Which because I don't feel confident enough to be like that's bullshit.
Why?
So,
Why did they take it from?
they said downward movement and resting on the thighs, and Thrones just watched the video. He's like, there's neither of that. But whatever. That's the sport.
The tough thing with that, and this is not sticking up for MPA. This is like a powerlifting thing. If 2 out of the 3 saw it, because it has to be 2 out of 3,
Right.
I feel like there was something there.
Well, and that's the thing is that 3 out of the 3 saw it because it was because you can't challenge it unless there's at least one other judge that's on your side about it. We watched the video and we didn't see it, but it's certainly not. I'm not going to be like
It's the angle of the video and whatnot.
right, exactly.
At the end of the day, it just sucks.
Or 3 out of 3 seen something slightly different. I was like, yeah, let's not quite give that.
And it's a call, and that's the sport. So
And he
there's
missed
no
it on
problem
his
with
third?
that.
Yeah.
And then it was a really tough one to get that one. So he tried it, got very close in the third, didn't get it. So I think that his 660 though was probably pretty close to the second heaviest pull if I were to guess, based on some of the other ones that I saw.
Yeah.
But Langelaar did like a 727.
Holy crap!
Which is like his I know his old PR was like 675 or something, which was too low for him. He should have been doing.
After watching your sumo pull this weekend, I don't see how you can't be the judge on sumo.
Yeah.
You went sumo?
No, I'm just doing it as an off-season thing. I'll show you this one here.
No, but like even
he
just
attempted
one
it.
pull.
Kind of. I did.
Do you have the hips for that?
No, I don't. No.
Like straight
He
bending
pulled
over?
sumo. Yeah, he pulled
So
sumo. Thrones'
A
comment was
sumo RDL?
Thrones' comment was that is the most conventional sumo I've ever seen in my life.
Just to fuck around, I tried 705. I got 705, but I gave it a shot there, and it's not sumo. It's just conventional with my feet outside my hands,
Who used to pull like that semi-sumo? Tall guy.
like a big time guy or one of our guys.
No, big like Best or someone like that.
Oh, Nick Best?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe Nick Best. Maybe
Nick Best pulls his feet almost touching together.
frick. But like one of the like
Top guys.
top guys, 6'7", 6'8" guy.
Oh, I don't know who that would be.
And just like this little semi-sumo.
Yeah.
It's not a bad position.
No, I gave it a shot because I've been doing like higher volume stuff with that just as like a break from regular deadlifting.
I was going to message you and say, like, you've watched too many Brian Shaw deadlift videos, but just put your hands on the
my hands
inside.
a little bit on the inside, yeah. And it's just like I said,
Shaw definitely pulls like that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But I watched the video back, and I'd never seen a video of myself doing sumo before, and I was like, oh my god, like what a fucking
You still haven't.
abomination. Yeah, I've still never seen myself.
I give
do
you
it
props
before.
for posting it.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
Doing a true sumo would be fun.
Well, it was unfortunate because I wanted Thrones to be there to give me some in-person stuff because I like when I'm doing it, it feels way different than it looks.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, yeah, this is a pretty wide stance, and I'm getting my hips pretty low, and then I watch it, I'm just like, I'm literally just doing a straight leg.
I would
pull,
go
basically.
like my tibia on the ring.
Yeah,
sumo.
It was supposed to be my instructions from my coach was like semi sumo, he called it. So just
So
outside.
that's what you did,
So pretty
right?
close to that,
Yeah.
I would say.
Then that is, yeah.
But
I'm no expert in sumo.
no
Size, maybe.
yeah,
Body composition.
yeah,
I can teach you.
the aesthetics of sumo. You're very familiar with, but yeah, Langelaar pulled a 727 and he fucking smoked it. Like he could have done it again right after that if he wanted to. So first of all, we have another 700 plus guy finally in the province, which is nice, and in powerlifting, which is great.
Yeah.
And I would say that we're not far off from. I think that him and Ladanian and Thrones, the three of them, are going to be 3 guys who are going to be battling it out for an 800-pound deadlift in powerlifting, which is really exciting in Manitoba because we don't have anyone doing that right now.
Yeah.
No, that hasn't been since Ben Downs, I think, right?
Ben never pulled that in competition.
Oh, he never did?
Nobody has ever.
Okay.
Nobody has pulled 800 in a powerlifting competition in Manitoba.
In Manitoba.
It's too bad he never did.
It's a shame.
For years, Ben was the deadlift guy in
Yeah,
Manitoba, and for whatever reason,
and he's pulled like 9.
I thought he pulled over 900 in training.
Yeah, so it's just
same with Heinemaki.
yeah.
Just
I wish the
get in the
Heinemaki,
show
like,
and do it.
Yeah, like there's MPA might not be totally welcome there, but the WRPF being around now and stuff. Like, it's too bad that didn't line up better before, because I don't know that he's lifting those numbers now. Is he? Like, is he still doing kind of crazy shit like that? You kind of know him a little bit.
We never really talked training.
No.
And I'm guessing not. This is such an asshole thing to say. I'm guessing not, because all his posts lately have been from years ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Combing through the memory book.
Yeah. So that's when you're not really feeling yourself. And I was so dry here and blah blah blah. So
mental note on what not to post. These days.
You're gonna you'll have videos from like Winkler in like 2017.
Everyone's putting that post your first competition tap in. I'm like not doing it.
Yeah, no. What was your first competition?
Well, it would have been me with the police outside Teddy Bob's.
Oh, that was the first competition. Yeah, you on the hood of a police car. That would have been your first competition picture.
That's when I tore my announcing hymen too.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Big show.
Speaking
that was
of,
so fun.
That was one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Yeah.
It's definitely a bygone era where it's a little bit like more of like the outlaw style of powerlifting and strongman. I don't think that really exists that much anymore. Yeah. Like, I mean,
we've all become too
Manitoba,
calculated. Everything has to be planned out, and I'm guilty of that. My shows have to be planned out so well, and everything's got to be perfect. And man, I miss those days where you just showed up and just had a good time, and Rob Kermet's painting his damn face, and away you go, right?
What we need is one person,
one wild guy,
an outlaw promoter, we'll call him, where he's just like, I'm gonna do exactly whatever I want to do, and you'll have like I remember one time Trent wanted to do
Monk,
yeah, wanted to do I think he put on a meet in his hometown or whatever, and there was like arm wrestling, and then there was and it was just like you almost need like that outsider perspective where he doesn't know that you don't do arm wrestling and strongman. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it just makes it kind of fucking weird, and you see things that you're not normally going to see, and it makes it a little bit wilder in that way. But
everybody blows their tendons.
Yeah,
out.
that was. I remember him. He was like, "Yeah,
arm wrestling, then finish with arm over arm."
Yeah, he was like, "We're doing this competition," and then he's like, "There's arm wrestling," and I was like, I won't be there, but best of luck to you guys, because that was years ago now already. But
have you ever thought about arm wrestling?
I think about how I would never do it. Yeah. I would never. I have such a fear of it that there's just no way.
You?
I don't even remember this guy's name. Middle Eastern guy that trained at
I remember him, but
yeah.
Let's start throwing names.
Talking to him about it, you're kind of like, oh, there's way more to this than just. And then talking to Trent, and him showing you stuff, and you're like, oh, I could kind of pick this up.
Rayner too, like he does it.
Rayner does it.
Rayner's really good at it too. Yeah,
I was out there at his gym last year, and he was teaching me some things. So I was like,
I went and watched him do it. It was fun to watch. I like watching it. But even then, I'm kind of like nervous. You know what I mean? I just can't shake those injury videos that you see.
Yeah.
And
the thing is you have bigger things to train for.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
for me now.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
I think it would be fun and just so cliche, I feel.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Oh, what'd you do in life? Oh, I played football, then I was a bouncer, then I owned a gym, and now I'm an arm wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
How many foster kids you got? 4.
Just got a Camaro.
4 foster kids.
Yeah, that arm wrestling. Yeah, like Rayner's has joked about that, where he's like, he asked if I wanted to do arm wrestling, and I was like, no, you know, I get hurt for sure if I did that. Oh, losing the mic here.
Yeah, that's all good. I'm just trying to. Things like my life is just falling apart.
At least it's the guy we don't listen to.
Rayner asked why I didn't do it, and I was like, I'd just be too nervous to get hurt or whatever. And he was like, oh yeah, you know, that makes sense. Strong man never get hurt doing that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just kidding.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
More calculated way of getting hurt.
Yeah, but how many sleepless nights do you want from tendon pain?
That's
arm wrestling.
Yeah, no,
I arm wrestled Brian at Christmas for shits and giggles. And
you'll be sore for days afterwards.
Days, dude. This is the first week you're able to use my arm
for Christmas.
I went and got all my sleds fixed. I ended up buying a bunch of sleds. Got 7 sleds in the cabin. Invited everybody else to go to sledding, and I can't physically hold the handlebar. My hand won't hold it. My arm hurts that bad, and I was still from a week before Christmas.
Brian just whooped your ass.
No, I smoked him.
Oh, no, he whooped.
No, I smoked him.
Really?
Ask
it seems
him.
like you lost.
Yeah,
because
no.
I bet he was working and fine and everything the next day.
No, he was screwed. 5 weeks,
Really?
his arms are screwed. Yep.
Really?
Oh, you know, you have a drink or 4,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, oh, you know, arm wrestle, Brian?
Yeah.
Of course you do.
There was this guy that used to come by bar.
Daddy still got it.
I don't.
I never had it. I never had it.
I'd have to see. I'd have to talk to Brian about that.
You'd probably recognize him. Pretty friendly guy. No idea what his name was. Never knew. Look. Haley's trying to get loose.
The gag's still in, right?
Yeah.
Okay, as long as I don't hear voices.
He looked like he worked out, but he looked like he didn't follow any type of diet.
Right.
Like one of those guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we know someone like that.
And would always ask us to arm wrestle.
Oh, really?
And bugging me one night, I'm like, no, dude, like, not a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
A, I don't want to lose to some stranger. B, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
So I can only lose in that situation.
That's right. I mean, or you beat some drunk dude at the bar. Who cares? Like,
a friend of ours took the challenge and gives him the old Greek 1-2. Guy goes on drinking all night, whatever. Shows up the next day in a sling.
really? Oh,
Broke his arm.
Tore whatever.
Holy shit.
And you're like, that's why you don't do
why
it.
you don't do it.
Especially in a bar.
Yeah,
Yep.
When your inhibition isn't there to be like, this isn't happening, I should stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked. Did I ever tell you?
It just hurts. I'm just stretching around like, ooh, it's still there.
When
Golf hurts my elbow. You think I'm going to let someone your size
just
reef on
refund it? Yeah.
I'm good.
Did I ever tell you when there was a local football player at the bar who wouldn't leave until I arm wrestled him?
I didn't hear it.
He plays for our local team, or he's from our...
His name is Andrew Harris, and
I was getting to that, and I wasn't going to throw it out there.
but he was me and him, we get along, but we didn't always. And he was at Bar I one night, and he'd been there for a little while, so him and his friends, and they're having a good time, whatever. But that night was over, trying to get everybody out, and he's friends with all the bar staff there and stuff, and they're all, ooh, it's a football player, so they let him stick around and stuff. And I was like, hey, it's time for you to go, so I can go. And he says that he'll leave if I beat him in arm wrestling. And I was like, no, not playing that game. Like, it's just time for you to go. And then now there's enough people watching around, and I'm like, I definitely can't do this, because what if I lose? This guy's a fucking athlete. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's just like some jabroni, right?
Yeah.
And eventually he coerces me into doing it. And I was like, all right, but no video cameras. Because and then he was like, yeah, no cameras, because everybody already has it out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no cameras, because if I lose, I don't want anybody seeing this.
Yeah.
And that's my fucking biggest regret to this day, is that I should have said yes, cameras, because I fucking flashed him like in a fucking second. And then he was like, all right, left arm. I was like, sure. And I'm left-handed. So I was like, so then I flashed him again with that one.
Yeah.
And then he says, all right, leg wrestling. He's on the ground. And the manager walks over. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And like Vinny walks over.
Of course.
And I was like, I'm just getting him out of here. And so I fucking then they all left. Whatever. He did abide by the rules of he left after I beat him in the arm.
He's a fun drunk.
No, he's great. And because at that point, me and him didn't really get along. Probably mostly honestly on my end, a lot of it was just I'm like, I don't give a fuck who you are.
So you're a prick at work.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be nicer to you than anybody else, which is not very nice at that point.
Yeah.
If you're like me and you know a guy's somewhat idolized, I actually treat him a little worse.
I'm sure that I was doing that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that I was doing that, because he would come up and he'd be like, "Hey man, like I'm friends with Orv. Do you mind if I whatever?" And I'd be like, "Fuck you. Go to the back." You know what I mean? And that's just, it's not exactly like opening the door for a good friendship or anything. But
you, Dom, and I were all particularly bad at that.
we fed off of each other in that way too.
Totally.
Like we made it worse because you didn't want to be the guy.
Being a dick, I'm gonna be a bigger dick. Yeah. Check this out, Tyler. Some Jets would come with their card, and you're like, "What does that do here?"
The NHLPA card or whatever, and that was actually always like
they actually flashed you a card,
special
right?
joy of mine. Yeah, I used to really enjoy turning those guys down.
Oh, cool, good line.
Yeah, that's great, dude. Or I'd be like, "Oh, you must make a lot of money." Ding, 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 and then they would never. That never worked. But yeah, so that was my the only time that I think I've ever accepted like an arm wrestling challenge in a bar or anything. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, this actually segues nicely into speaking of like what very much should have torn a bicep. Did you see the video of Andrew Langelaar, speaking of him catching the squat that got dumped?
Lexi showed me.
No. It's so. Can you search up Andrew Langelaar on
Dude, that was gnarly.
Instagram? So it's kind of I think it's kind of on the verge of like taking off as a little bit of a viral video, because so he's spotting the juniors. And the lifter just, the bar rolled back on his wrist. He lost it. Whatever. He's
at the top of the lift.
Very much, pretty much at the top.
Okay.
Everyone wants to hate on that guy, but he's a young guy who just dropped the bar. It's not a big deal.
Shit happens.
So the side spotters, what are you gonna do? You gonna fucking grab it? You know? But Andrew Langelaar said yes, and he fucking caught it in a zercher. And caught it like at the very, very bottom of a zercher squat, and then zerched it up and put it back into the fucking rack with like 400. It was like 425 or something.
This is amazing,
dude.
Video's gonna probably restart there.
Yeah, there.
I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
And once Wasn't it 400 and some pounds?
It was. I think it was four. It was.
Can I send this to myself? Of course.
I think it was 425, and it was just. It was a bonkers catch, and whoa, shit! Oh my god!
Holy shit!
You fix that.
I got you.
New studio. Who dis?
Yeah,
Wow. Kind of low budget.
but it was an amazing thing to see, and I can't believe he didn't tear both his biceps off the fucking bone with that one. But I mean, it's really a testament to being prepared for whatever, I guess.
Doing a Zerker is hard enough.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let alone catching.
Yeah. So that was fucking awesome.
Well, it was Lexus showed me that because she was squatting last week, getting ready for Keystone and having an off week, and she goes for a 1 or 2, whatever. She went to the bottom.
She was having an off week, or you having an off week?
She was having an off week. I
was gonna say you're kind of like
So I'm spotting her, and I'm like, look, those 300 and some pound squat. I'm like, I don't even know if I can even help her with this. So here she fails. And halfway when she eats shit and goes down, and I caught it right across the wrists. And I just held it on my wrist and then lifted her up, and the knurling just ripped up my arms. And I just put. So I have her and the bar up, and I'm trying to like waddle, but I can't. So I just like pretty much hump her from this, slam her into the squat rack together. The y'all stand like, this is so awkward. Not that Lexi would have felt anything. Like,
no, she would never notice
my
anything.
belly definitely.
She would have felt
my belly hit her back first. Yeah, so it'd be all right.
She would definitely have felt your stomach.
He's actually tucking
Yeah.
butt.
I was wearing very tight sweatpants, so it would have held it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was.
She's doing the Keystone thing.
Yeah.
So are you familiar with this?
I don't think so.
So it's like a money meet that they're doing for Manitoba.
I like the thought behind it.
It's poorly organized.
The execution of it seems a little bit like they're struggling.
It's just it doesn't really make sense. You have to have done last year's provincials to have qualified for it. But again, like you don't have to do. We talked about earlier. You don't have to do every provincials. So it's like picking this random sampling of people who happen to be at this competition, and then going with the top 10 men and top 10 women.
Who's putting it on?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck this thing is, to be honest with you.
I don't.
The NPA is involved.
They reached out to me for sponsorships and whatever else, but
Yeah, me too. And they
Sponsor?
just
you cheap bastard.
TBD.
I haven't.
I don't have any fucking money to
Dude,
give them.
I was gonna say my gym's so small. Like we're not making money.
Yeah, I don't have
all
any fucking
120 members that are paying me, and I sponsor a lot of shit with Deadlift for Dreams, all those other things that like I put all the profits into that shit already. I'm like I can't be sponsoring every meet in my little gym.
I just like they asked me for sponsorship, and I just showed them.
And I'll keep funneling
showed them
my money.
wallet, and a moth flew out. So
Yeah, I'll keep funneling my money to Deadlift for Dreams.
turn my pockets out. But
Sure
yeah,
my heart is.
But so I think that Lexi might be. Because Kelsey was supposed to do it, but she's out of the province for the next few months.
Okay.
So I think that
Out
Lexi,
east, right?
what's that? Yeah, out east doing her I think corrections officer schooling. So
Nice.
that'll be. I think Lexi will be the only one between both of our gyms who's doing that one. Is that correct?
Yeah. Are you going to the show?
Maybe.
I'm going. Danielle wants to go, but she's like, I don't want to pay $45 to get in.
I'm gonna go there, and we'll see if I can sleuth my way in.
Gordon Johnson, we're gonna go in there. We don't want to pay it.
I'm gonna send them a message and just say, hey, just so you guys know, like. And I'll say this to anybody who might be listening to it from here now, is that I love to support local events. Like I went to the MPA provincials, I went both days.
You're actually surprisingly
Yeah,
good
like
at
I
that.
For how much you bitch about it, you are there always.
That's the thing is that
Yeah.
I don't have to like it. I
Yeah.
don't have to like everything that happens, but I'm still gonna go and try to support it. I went to the WRPF meet.
Yeah.
I go to like if there's like a Highland Games thing going on, I went and competed, but I'll go watch it too.
Yeah.
I really try to support whenever someone's doing something that's strength based stuff in the province, not bodybuilding. I don't give a fuck about that.
That's not strength based.
But this is just it's
Strength.
What about their leg press?
whatever.
Maybe strength the strings in their undies.
It's just like I said, I think it's $40 or $45 to watch this.
Yeah.
And that's just too much. And I'm just saying that maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll fucking sell the place out and they'll have 500 people there that want to pay that money, and then they'll make a ton of cash.
Dude,
It'll be great.
we didn't charge that for nationals, and we had strongest woman in Canada and amateur nationals where the top guys turn pro.
Yeah.
Go to the Arnold's, go to OSG, which is World's Strongest Man for weight class, and we charge. What do we charge? $10 a day.
Yeah, and it's just like I said, like I want to support, I want to help out, but it's a little outside my range.
And the quality of show we put on is second to none.
There are concerts with very famous people that I wouldn't pay $40. I didn't go see Anthony Jeselnik.
Right.
But you would pay for Aaron Lewis.
Oh, I'd be first in line.
What would you pay to see Aaron Lewis?
I wouldn't even give my time.
Wouldn't even pay attention.
Damn, that was good.
What did you pay for Aaron Lewis?
I couldn't tell you
How do you not know?
because I spend a lot of money.
Devin's like, I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. I probably paid $300 or $400.
Seriously?
Oh, guaranteed.
For who?
You would
For me
or
and
you
Danielle.
did?
You did or you would?
We did.
Oh my God.
I think I paid $100, $150 a ticket.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is
Wow.
insane. But I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. But
I mean,
yeah.
and then I
For
drove.
a bad version of that redheaded whiny guy.
Then I drove 18 hours to get there.
Yeah, wow.
Devin's like, I've been driving 18 hours every
It was
damn
funny 'cause
day.
I met a guy rolling in a casino, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I traveled a long way to get here." We're Toronto. I'm like, "Oh, where'd you go?" He's like, "I think it's like 6 hours away." I'm like, "He's like, where are you from?" I'm like, "Canada." Drove down. He's like, "All right, you win."
Never mind.
Yeah.
Is that gonna fuck up our sound?
Interesting.
We'll find out.
All right, we're gonna find out. Let's make sure we talk real close to the mics.
If that takes over our heavy breathing, I'll be impressed.
Yeah, that sounds like me on the mic. Yeah.
Speaking of like,
Wait,
you
put
and-
a button on
okay.
that. If you're go to the Keystone thing though, if you want to go and check it out and support them.
You should.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
don't be cheap.
I've got 2 transitions here, and I don't know which one I want to go.
Oh, you're transitioning.
Try them both out. See what it works.
Okay, well, we'll start with one. Devin was just talking about his hero. You've been very supportive of your hero, Vince McMahon. Do you want to talk about what's going on with him lately?
Yes.
You know, it's funny because I didn't know anything about it until somebody told me. I'm very out of touch with like the goings on of wrestling. But I'm trying to
Him
understand that
and Brock
he
Lesnar.
took a dump on somebody. Is that like?
I was reading through the court doc. I have a thing with reading court documents, and I was reading through some. There's some gnarly shit,
What a
man.
bizarre thing to say.
You're like,
Dude, there was just a big bankruptcy on a bunch of multifamily buildings. I'm like on the site reading through all the bank documents, like how much money they lose, why did they lose. I like to figure this shit out.
Fair enough.
his text messages that she leaked, and
Dude, that was crazy. Did you read them?
taking a dump.
Yeah, he took a dump on her. Is my understanding.
Like Vince is a freak.
Yeah.
And he was just whoring her out to all his buddies.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I talked to so and so,
And they're gonna-
he said he'll only do it if these other 2 guys can, and
Yeah.
you're gonna do it and tell me all about it.
You're gonna
and-
take it in all 3 holes, and you're gonna.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
my
like, holy.
goodness
But he texts like a 14-year-old boy.
It's like letter U. Like you have to do this, and that's
Yeah,
what
just-
struck me too.
When I was
Yeah.
reading these, I'm like, this can't be him.
You are
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
use all 3 holes.
I'm like, you're not worth this much money and still talk like that. Yeah.
That's a weird thing. That, like, I've never really thought about the elderly using like cell phones and stuff or how they would type. I guess I just assumed that it would be very proper, like with punctuation
For
and
sure.
stuff. But
Well, now I know it's still normal to talk dirty at that age. Danielle's in for a rude awakening of text
yeah.
messages that won't be fulfilled.
She thought that she was almost done with that shit.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
But
Brock
yeah,
Lesnar's involved too,
Yeah.
because everything on their website went on like discount for Brock Lesnar. There's something with him involved in there.
Yeah. He's gonna have to sell his land in
Moosomin.
Moosomin,
Yeah.
The other transition, and this is more related. I think it'd be really cool if you could get the funding and say winner gets 10 grand,
Yeah.
and there's a show next Saturday, like 7 days from now, just a pop-up strongman
Yeah,
show.
that would be
We're
neat.
not doing a list event,
Yeah.
but winner gets 10 grand,
That
and
would be
see
neat.
who makes their way down.
That would be sick.
I would be so.
I know.
be so up for
I
doing
already
that.
know if we had 10 spots, I already know who would fill the 10 spots. So in my head, I would know who would come and who wouldn't already.
They would,
You know what I mean?
but
Yeah.
no second, third, fourth, fifth.
No,
prize money.
Yeah,
just straight up 10
First-
grand for the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
That would be fun to do.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I think it would be really, and you know how much people would talk about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
the plan.
Speaking of strongman stuff, congrats to Westerwinski, who won the Shippagan Magnus qualifier.
Yeah.
And fucking talk about a nail biter. I think he beat Jeffers by half a point, and Jeffers
Well-
was in the lead the whole time.
Yeah.
And it came down to the stones, which I have to talk to somebody who was there because I don't know enough about it. But like the stones is
How
like
did Jeffers lose the stones?
that's Jeffers' bread and butter.
Yeah.
So I got to figure out what
Guess he
exactly
didn't have the
happened.
stones.
I guess he didn't have the stones that day.
I
That's
love
for sure.
Jeffers. Kind of glad he got second because that means he'll probably be at my Magnus show in the summer.
More likely, yeah, I would say so. Especially getting that
Just
close.
because I
I'm
miss
sure.
you, Jeffers. Come on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. No. So Tristan will get his free pass. So it'll be there'll be a whole.
Dude, there could be 3-4 Canadians at the show.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Canadians are very overrepresented on that show in a good way. Like we
Because
have
you got Tristan, you got Westerwinski now.
Yeah.
And then the winner from our show.
Yep. And then
we'll do the same.
I'm sure if Max is feeling ready, they would invite him right back, and we'll see how JF is feeling too. He was supposed to do this last one, but Canada is very well represented in the Magnus Classic, and Westerwinski's going to go there and do some real damage. I think.
Big Laws was talking on his podcast last week about how many Canadians are at the top level now,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and they're very underrated, not
Yeah.
being invited.
I think the question that they asked was like, so who's like the country to watch now, or something like that, or something to that effect. And he said Canada, which I I couldn't agree with more. Like the guys here are just like, it's unfortunate that maybe some of them aren't as good at social media as other guys. Like Westerwinski, if you know him, he's not the most personable guy. He's not super friendly. He's nice. He's a nice guy. Like I get along with him.
I dig that though.
Yeah, but he's not going out of his way to be. And I think that some people would feel the same way about Max too. Like when you see him on competition day, he's very in his own zone. You know what I mean? And a lot of these guys are that way.
I feel like Iron Sports has turned into this, and it's really part of what turned me off. Like powerlifting used to be a bit of an outlaw thing. Yeah, we were the losers. We were the guys that you didn't talk to. The guys, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And now it's just everyone's these like weird sycophants that are just like, oh, like I'll trade wrist straps with you, and we're brothers forever. And it's the social thing.
Dick riders.
And, Dick riders is a good way to put it.
And so to have a guy like that, that's just like,
I'm
not a bad dude. I'm just not here for the social aspect.
No, and he's not there to make friends in particular. And it also helps that he's really, really good. Like he's really strong. He's really talented. Yeah. So he doesn't have to be nice. You know what I mean? Like like a lot of guys, it's really in their best interest to be as friendly and polite as possible because, if you're not going to be on that top of the podium, you better at least be a pleasant guy to be around. Yeah. But he really that's Devin.
The nicest man and strong man for a reason.
Mr. Friendly.
The best amateur to never make it.
He is going to do big things there. I'm really excited to see that, and I think that Jeffers will be coming to the Magnus Gimli one with a fucking chip on his shoulder. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I know Colton wants to do it. Actually, I talked to him. He wants to, if he's out, or if he comes out and we're up for it, he wants to jump on the podcast.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. That'd be great.
I think it'd be.
I might do the show too.
I would love that.
The podcast?
Huh?
Thanks for showing up.
The Gimli show.
So we'd be looking at potentially.
Well, I'm putting a back jacket if you're doing
Colton, Jeffers, Dan, Pat. Like that's a fucking stacked list already. Even just the guys that we think
just
are
the
doing
local
it.
Guys.
Yeah. So that's fantastic.
And then we'll have the guys on like Jonathan Winberly wanted to come back up from Florida and compete. He said, and he did decent last one.
He just won a competition last week.
Yeah, he did.
So he's
David Olay might come out again.
I hope he does.
Dude, that guy's. I still keep in touch with him.
Oh yeah, I always drop him a line here and there too, and
he's a good guy.
I'm glad that since having the Cuba experience with some of those French guys is that I have I feel like a little more connected to some of those guys. I talk to them a little more now, so it doesn't feel like there's such like a far away like.
I just keep telling them I live in a French town.
Quebec over there, you know. What's
like
that?
I live in a French town, and then they all just like, hey, but I actually don't speak French.
Yeah, they don't speak a lick of it though. Eh?
Yeah. I can take you to the store and you can speak French to people. That's pretty cool.
How's your German thing going?
Yo, no doubt.
I'm on a 72-day streak or something.
Fuck, I fell off so hard on my.
Did you?
Thing. Oh yeah, like the day after we talked about it here, I
just got to promote. You finished top 7 at the end of the week in points.
Right. Yeah.
You got promoted, and I just got another promotion.
High German, right?
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
And you were doing Spanish?
French.
French. Sorry.
That might be generous to say that I was doing anything. I started and then I didn't get very far.
The thing for me is still like up at 5. Have my coffee by like sit down with it by like 20 after. And instead of doing social media, I'll go through like 3 or 4 lessons.
And that makes perfect
sense.
Can
you speak it a little bit now? You don't have to.
It's not conversational, but there's words.
You'll understand if someone's speaking in a restaurant and I said you'll catch words.
I think so. Yeah.
I would like to try to get back into that a little bit, but I've been away from it so long that Duolingo has like stopped trying to get me to come back. So that's how you know it's been a while.
Duolingo doesn't give up easy.
No, you have to pay for it.
You can, but I didn't.
I don't.
Fuck
Duolingo.
Yeah. It's just like a kid's app for adults basically. Like it's very like cartoony and easy and stuff, and it's just like whatever.
Oh, okay.
Should we do a lesson live on there?
Do they have Plotdeutsch?
Sorry.
The Low German.
No.
No one wants to learn that, dude. Like,
Come on, man.
No one's
it's very like cartoony and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
I just want to learn Spanish to talk dirty to my old lady, and not like it's going to change anything.
That will not do anything for you.
Yeah, she's realized I can't follow through with anything I say, and the follow through is very short.
Yes, but anyway, so the Shippigan show there. Congrats to Wes, and that was an outdoor maritime February
and
show.
they are getting absolutely raped with snow.
It looked fucking cold.
100 centimeters are talking that there have been blasts on the East Coast, and we got black fields here.
Yeah.
We got no snow.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
It looked like it was I didn't see any actual temperature stuff, but it looked like it was one of those wet, cold days out there for sure. So
the humidity would be high. That would be miserable.
Mm-hmm. So respect to those guys for doing it. Respect to those guys for getting out there, and respect to Sam and Max. I believe who put the competition on. I think it was an SCC show. So respect to them for getting out there and doing crazy shit like doing an outdoor show in Canada in February.
I love it.
I really want to do that still, and it's
This would have been the year too.
I know.
The weather we're having.
I know. It's
totally missed it.
And next year it'll be minus fucking 30
And we
in
said we
February.
would this year, and I haven't done shit.
I tried, and we hit this. Well, I'll tell you about it later, but it didn't work out. But speaking of the strongman stuff, what's our time there, B? 40. Speaking of the strongman stuff, we have rapidly approaching is our strongman season. The first thing we have is on March 16th for the log competition. We've been doing it through Deadlift or the Dream Factory, right?
Yeah, you told me that, yeah.
The Dream Factory's been hugely helpful with that.
Aren't they, like, not even pumping their tires? Aren't they incredible?
They're great. They're fantastic.
With how much they just pick stuff up and run with it.
We've already raised $1,100.
Yeah.
Which are last year we did 15, and we're 30 days out from the more than 30 days out from our thing still. None of the people like we haven't seen most people from my gym signed up yet. It's all people do you know what I'm saying? So we're very few from my gym.
How does the fundraising for that work?
So so this is I'm glad you asked. This is how I want to bring this up. So we're capping it at the $1,500 goal that we set to give Kingston, who is one of our member Jenna's coworker's son, who is dealing with leukemia, I think it is.
Okay.
So he has his dream. It's like a gaming room makeover thing for his house. So we're very happy to be able to provide him with an opportunity for that. He's gonna have a long road ahead, and anything we do to make it easier, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So we set a $1,500 goal for that. So once we reach that cap of $1,500, we're gonna do the same thing we did last year. Where last year we raised money for the North End Women's Center.
Yeah.
So anything that's the surplus to the 15, which I suspect will be pretty close to another 15 if I were to take a wild stab at it.
Yeah.
That'll be going directly to the North End Women's Center. Awesome. None of the money goes to anybody besides those two charities.
Now, pardon my ignorance. How does the money come in?
So if you're not in the gym, the best way for you to do it is to go onto the Deadlift for I always want to say Deadlift for Dreams, but that's the whole name of it. But the Dream Factory.
Yeah.
The link is in my bio on Instagram at Chudlife, and you can just donate through that. If you're
we'll post it on
on
the podcast.
Sure, sounds good. Yeah. And if you're in the gym, just speak to me. We can do cash, whatever, or it's just that
so
way.
It's just donations.
Yes, because I want to leave the Dream Factory one open for people who aren't in the gym because it's just the easiest way to do it, right?
Yeah.
And once it hits that cap, if you just I'll be taking the donations personally. Everything that I'll make sure it's all very transparent. It'll be very clear what money I'm getting from people. I feel like I have to say that. And
I hate handling cash. Man.
I don't like it either, and I really like the Dream Factory part of it, but I really wanted to have something for the North End.
Totally. No. So it's fantastic that you're doing that.
That's the way it's going. So if you are interested in donating, you can do either one of those two ways. But please do donate and also register too. Like we've had a whole bunch of people who signed up. Almost everyone who signed up are people who have never done any kind of strongman competition. Yeah, like
perfect.
We have a bunch of people who have before. Like say, I think we have 3 or 4 from your gym already.
Okay.
But a lot of them are people who have never even considered strongman or lifting or anything, but they're just like, I'll give it a try. It's charity. Why not, right?
Yeah.
And that's the attitude you want to have towards this kind of thing.
Yep.
So March 16th, 1 week after the Arnolds, when we get back from the Arnolds, which I want to talk a little bit about before we wrap up too. And after that, we have April 6th.
Yep. Training Grounds Novice.
The Novice Showdown 3.
The Novice Show, 3rd annual, man. That's actually pretty good. I'm pretty proud of that.
Yep.
So that's going good. I have to set weights this week. People are hounding me. What are the weights? So I got to set that this week.
I can help you.
Yeah, I just got to go through that. I'm
Or
just
it
going
could
to
be
go through all
the
the old
pop-up show.
Or it could be a surprise.
No, that would be amazing. So we got a couple new people. One older gentleman, he's in his 50s, reached out from Brick House. Him and his 2 daughters. Sounds like you're going to sign up, man.
That's fantastic.
One's the teen division, and one's in their mid-20s, and he's convinced them both to sign up. He's like, if I'm doing it, they're doing it.
That guy rules.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy. That's awesome.
That was pretty cool. Clint Grad actually brought him out to my gym and said, hey, try us out. And he's like, I think I'm going to sign up.
Amazing.
So that's pretty cool. So we have a couple people signed up already. I think I checked the list today, but there's more I have to put on.
Great.
I think we're at 7 entries already.
The list is growing. That's beautiful.
We've got 3 teens. First time we've ever had a teen in Manitoba compete.
Yep. I know that one of the guys from my gym, Weeb, his son Malachi is doing it.
My nephew Bosco's doing it.
Amazing.
He just pulled a
Bosco's the man.
Yeah. Just
Bosco's great.
Pulled a 305 deadlift the other day. He's all pumped.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Huge.
And then that girl's doing it too. So I'd like to get my daughters to try to step out of the zone, but we'll see.
We got away from it before. I'm sorry. I really want to bring it all the way back to the Manitoba Provincials thing. Candace smashed every record that she went for, basically. I think the only thing that she didn't set was a new bench number, which she also owns, I think, in the Masters division for her weight class. She got a new...
And that's probably her weakest lift.
Yeah, and she...
traditionally was.
Yeah, she smashed her squat best by 10 kilos. She hit a 365 deadlift, which I think was like a 10-pound PR, and her total, I think, set a new record too. She was so close to hitting a number that would have been the best Masters, any Masters, any weight class, like M1, 2, or 3. She's M2. It would have been any of those weight classes, any Masters division. She was so close to setting the best total there. So
awesome.
shout out to Candace because she fucking just crushes it. She crushes it.
That's one of those victories that it's hard to take joy in, where you're like, I was that close.
Right.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's the same thing with Ladanian too, because he did really, really well. His opener was 60 pounds heavier than the next guy's third. And that guy was in the open division, like the super heavyweights. He's in the 93. Yeah. So he absolutely obliterated the competition, but because he didn't get the deadlift numbers he wanted, he's kind of like, whatever. Yeah. But he's we're very excited to see what he puts together for his next meet. But anyway, I'm sorry. We I realized that we hadn't mentioned that, and I was like, I would felt like such an asshole if I didn't bring that up.
Yep. Nope. So we got the novice comp. That'll be a good one.
So then following that, we have Tolstoy on May 25th. Registration is not technically open for that one yet, I don't think.
Soon.
Yeah, soon we'll do. I'm waiting for the poster on that one. My guy's getting a little fucking comfortable with his times on this one here. So we're going to get that one figured out right away.
Yeah, I thought we'd have that last week already.
I thought we would too.
Yeah.
So we're going to get that figured out. And then, but that's mark it on the calendar. That's an SCC regional provincial qualifier.
Yeah.
And then, do you want to say the next one?
Yeah, next one's Vita.
Nope.
Oh, no. June 18th will be the Magnus. Yeah.
We're going to try one more time.
What
do we have?
Morris.
June 8th.
Damn it. That's my show too. Yeah, frick.
June 8th,
Morris.
we have
Rumble in the Valley.
No, we don't. One more time.
Oh, Manitoba Strongest Man. We call it Rumble in the Valley, but yeah.
Okay. Last year, the whole truck pull is called Rumble in the Valley. Is that correct? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Or did we call?
Yeah, we also called it Rumble in the Valley.
Okay, so held at Rumble in the Valley in Morris, Manitoba, June 8th will be.
Just kidding. Manitoba Strongest Man, Manitoba Strongest Woman.
There we go. And it's going to be really, really awesome. If you did Morris last year, it was super fun. Great turnout from the crowd there. It was the beer gardens that were all...
And shout out to Flatland Diesel.
Yes, Flatland Diesel for
he
sponsoring.
He sponsored the whole thing again. Paid the whole price tag for the whole show.
Yes. If you have any posts that you have... Or sorry, if you put up any posts of Morris from last year or anything, take Flatland Diesel to show them that you appreciate their sponsorship. Because
and if you need any repairs, he does farm equipment. He does mobile repairs. The guys... Yeah,
hit that man up. Hit that man up.
Out of Morris, Manitoba.
Yep. So they're taking care of us again this year, and they're making now Manitoba Strongest Man happen and woman. We're so thrilled that we can bring that to them.
Yeah.
So that's what we had announced so far, and then we have one more.
Yeah.
July
1st in Vita.
Yep. Same old, same old.
That'll be a regional provincial qualifier as well. That'll be our only 2 qualifiers.
Yep.
So you want to get into nationals? That's the only route there is those 2 shows.
Yeah.
Probably do them both and win.
Yeah.
And win.
Well, you could just join the Masters category.
Yeah.
You could. Yeah, you could.
Should I be the new Brent Ham?
Yeah.
I saw Brent Ham I saw Brent Ham. He was volunteering at provincials.
Oh yeah.
And I guess there was some kind of a miscommunication or whatever. So there's a call to change the weights, and nothing kind of happens. So Brent looks and he's like, all right. So he walks over and changes the weights. And then as he turns around, there's a guy standing behind him who was obviously his job to do that. And Brent's like, hey, thanks for watching me do that, pal. I was just like, holy shit.
The Hammer's a bit of a silent assassin.
Oh, yeah.
He throws him out, but he flies under the radar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the guy was kind of like, didn't realize that that was a fucking punch in the gut.
Yeah.
But, yeah. It was really, really funny.
Thanks for that.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have Canada Day, July 1st, Vita.
We still don't have a provincials date down packed yet, so that's still up in the air.
Yes,
Yeah.
we. I don't know if we've said it yet, but look forward to a new place, a new area of Manitoba that we haven't been to yet for provincials.
Yeah.
Not real far, but
Thompson.
Thompson. We're gonna have it in Churchill this year. You gotta take a plane to get there.
We're gonna have it at the TI.
Holy shit.
That would be amazing. Well, we're gonna have it somewhere new. It'll be really fun.
Saturday at 6 p.m.
Really looking forward to having that down there.
1st or 15th.
Yeah. Holy shit.
I was gonna ask you though. Since we have the only 2 guys right now that are going to the Arnolds.
Yeah.
How's past training been for that?
Good.
Okay. All right. So not good. Okay.
We had a bit of a hiccup this week, but he's.
Want to talk about it?
Figured out the issue. Just wasn't. Things weren't clicking. Like lethargic. Just what the hell's going on? Food. So we got it dialed in and figured it out. So that was good. It was.
Start training a little harder.
Yeah. No. The exact opposite. No, he doesn't run trend. Luckily, it's not like me. I love that shit. When I was competing, I'm like, oh, what's the solution to not getting this lift? Trent. But Pat doesn't have the same mindset as me.
Pat doesn't
Hence
agree.
the reason he's still in the sport and probably healtly.
But the reason I was going to say he still has all his hair, but you do too, though.
I was going to say, what do you mean you can't run Trent Ace and test, in the same
you can
test suspension leading into the show?
This is what you get.
Yeah. You can't run that every day in the show?
Yeah.
I remember that. Well, let's just run 3 balls of test suspension running the show. That'll solve all the problems.
Jesus Christ. So do you want to get into what the changes were, or do you not want to get too much into it? You get too much into it? All right, then we'll leave it. We'll leave it right at that. Then
it's going good.
Oh, you can see the fucking washing machine. Pull it in. Pull it in. Hurry.
As long as you don't see the woman sitting on it. Oh.
Well, now the fucking curtain's down. We're in the fucking laundry room. Great. Now everyone knows.
I said I've seen snuff porn, but never snuff podcasts.
Oh, God damn it, the illusion's been ruined.
Holy shit.
I want people to think that we were in some sort of an office.
Yeah. Well, I was like, if we hang up the sound mats, it can look exactly the same as it was.
It'll look better.
Yeah.
Now we got a washing machine.
Fuck. Yeah, this is the washing machine here.
Yeah.
My favorite is they painted around the cupboards right behind you.
Yeah. In the corner.
Oh, yeah.
And we moved it, and you're...
They just painted around.
Impressive.
Times are tough.
Well,
it's gonna get better. It's the
we're
first week here.
We're gonna set up something a little different for next
We have
time.
one sponsor who's helped us. You guys bring us the sponsorship. We'll get our. We'll hit up the sponsor for sure.
Why don't you talk about our sponsor?
Jeremy Wiens Realty. Should have mentioned beginning of the show. We're gonna mention it now for sure. Sponsor show for the whole month of January because we missed episodes in the February. Hit him up for all your real estate needs, selling, buying, just looking at properties, man. He's good for all that. He sent me another 12 houses to look at. Analyze them all for me, and he calls me right after. Devin, you see those deals? I'm like, man, just sent them to me. He's like,
leave me alone.
Yeah, I got a couple, and then I'm like, well, get me the pro forma on some of these multifamily stuff. Within 20 minutes, I have the pro formas. I don't know if you know what that is, but
I don't know anything.
It's a breakdown of all the rents and the expenses and whatnot. He had those within 20 minutes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So
Sweet. There you go. Jeremy Wiens Realty. Hit your man up.
If you look, where's Coldwell Banker? They dominated the Southeast region in sales this year. So they're doing something right.
So who's their
the top guy?
No, who's the other not Coldwell?
I don't remember their names because
nobody remembers their name. Fuck you. That's why. Jeremy Wiens Realty. Fuck you.
If you don't chew big, if you don't go Jeremy Wiens.
Fuck you. Okay. So
actually, Jeremy drives around with a big Fig Newton decal on his front windshield.
A Fig Newton decal?
Yeah, come on.
What am I missing?
Come on,
here?
if you don't chew big red, fuck you. Talladega Nights.
Oh.
Fig Newton on the. Come on, guys.
Very, very timely reference.
Yeah, whatever. Someone's got it. Comment on the YouTube video. Tell me I'm cool.
We had a little scare in the gym actually. Just speaking of the Arnold stuff.
Pregnancy?
That would have been less scary. Dan was doing the pin squats, prepping for the.
And passed out again.
No, he heard a crunch in his knee, and he sat down and he said, "My knee is fucked." Not in so many words, but he was like, I can't bend my knee. And so we laid on the ground for a while, and I sat there, and I sweated and was like, fuck, what's don't know what's going on. He got up. He's like, okay, I don't think it's so bad. Kind of started walking around. He actually loaded up the weight for his next exercise. And I fucked off, and I came back, and he was sitting on the bench, and he's like, no, it's bad. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, it's just immediately just going through my head where it's like, fuck, man, like there's just so much prep into this, and he's tried, he's a guy who does everything right, so you don't want to see those things, like, you don't want to see it happen to anybody ever, but when a guy does everything right, you're just like, fuck, man, like what's left, you know? He does all of his recovery stuff, he does all of his hydration, all of his nutrition, all of his fucking whatever, right? And then thankfully it was a little bit of a false alarm. He went to Gaines Performance, which is where I send all my people to see Mike.
Try him every week.
Just there last week.
And he's not paying a dime for that. I just think he's great. So if you should have to go somewhere, go to him. Yeah. But Dan went there early morning. They got him in right away, and a strained quad. They said. So
okay.
Hey, that's the best case scenario.
Just got to dial back a bit. And
he says he's coming in today, and he's going to see how it feels. Like he did some upper body on the weekend, and he's feeling good. We just have to be aware of that and not look a gift horse in the mouth too much with that one and try to push it again right away. But
those bottom up squats are ruthless.
It's just the problem is that like we can't. I sent you that video of Teresa in Calgary, who has like this really sweet like lever apparatus that she's squatting with. And when you don't have that, the bar like shifts on the pins and it moves around. And we're trying to figure out something. I was trying to move it right to the front, and that didn't work. So that's basically what it was that he squatted, the bar shifted forward, and then it just
you load your quads.
Yeah, it just wasn't there for it, and it fucking sucked. He did
I'll set up
the squat, of course.
I'll set up the car squat this week, and then if he's
let us know, and we'll come over. We'll help you out with it.
I'll set it up, and then you guys, even if we're doing lightweight,
just to get used to it, and we'll come help you dig it out if we have to too, and everything. So
well, it's melting now. Now's my chance.
True. Yeah.
The snow's half gone. I can get it out.
True.
Yeah.
We should wrap this up. I got to get to the other side of town.
Okay, we'll leave it at that then. So
we're at 55. We're good.
We're good. Okay. Jeremy Wiens Realty, hit the man up.
Someone's got to do laundry.
Someone's got to get this fucking laundry out of here and get this changed up.
Jeremy Wiens Realty.
Yep. Chud Life.
Deadlift for dreams.
Deadlift for dreams.
Yeah, it's coming up again. We'll start talking about that again soon too.
Devin Panner, Strong Manitoba. Hit those up.
Get signed up and see you guys next week.
Yeet.